Now, this is an open letter to Diddy and all the men out there who think they can use their power to abuse young ladies, abuse older ladies, and generally women. You understand what I'm saying? This is an open letter to them. I'll say this, yeah? This is not to say that Diddy has done anything, but allegedly, over the weekend, a report came out that he was actually a 17-year-old girl came out to say that there was a situationship in his New York office 2003, and there are pictures to show, or the pictures reflected her sitting on Diddy's laps. She was 17. Now, hold that thought. Allegedly, okay? Now, you can say, oh, we don't know if he's guilty or not, we don't know. But let me tell you what my grandma used to say. Where there is smoke, there is definitely fire. And let me say this again. How come no one in the industry has come out to say, oh, my brother Diddy, he can't do this. Oh, my brother Diddy, he's so good, he's so clean, he doesn't touch nobody, he minds his business, he's so decent. How come? I'm asking you, how come no one, not even his mother, has given out a statement, anything, even an indication to say, listen, stop this rubbish here. My son is actually innocent. No, she hasn't. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Now, moving forward, because why I'm saying this, because TMZ actually reported this, I think, during the weekend, and there were people on the comment section trying to shame this young lady for coming out. Her name is not there yet, she's just Miss Doe, but there were people actually on that comment section, not just men, women as well, bashing this young lady. Oh, why was she there in the first place? Is that not what some young ladies do? They want to hang out with older men. Goodness me. People like to talk shit when it doesn't have anything to do with them, or when it hasn't happened to them or their sisters or their children or someone that is close to them, or even they themselves. You understand what I'm saying? If this girl were to be your sister, for whatever reason, she is 17 years old. She looks, according to some of the people in the comment section, some 17 years old, they look older than their age. But listen, 17 years old, 95% of them, you can tell they are 17, the way they talk. What is the difference between 17 and 15? You would know that this is a child. Where I come from in Nigeria, a 17 years old have no business leaving their father's house. But when I was 17 years, I was still in my father's house. So many other young ladies my age were all still in our father's house, like in our 20s. Before we left. I don't know what happens here in the Western world, but I'm speaking from my background to say a 17 years old is a child. And there's so many of you who would say, oh, like I said, where people were saying, oh, she's too young, she went there herself, she was looking for an older man. No, Diddy knew better. He was older than this girl with what? How many years? You understand what I'm saying? He knew better not to mess with a child. Now he's a father of how many girls? 3 girls. Imagine some older man laying his filthy fingers on one of his daughters. How would they feel? No, how would they feel? And you there trying to shame this young lady for coming out and speaking her truth and saying, oh, she shouldn't have been there in the first place. Oh, that is how they act. Blah, 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 blah. You, first of all, you don't deserve to be a parent. And if you are, you understand what I'm saying? How would you feel that somebody, a older man, would lay their finger and touch a 17 years old child? She's not 18, she's still a child. And allegedly, it's not just Diddy. There were other men that night on that studio that did things to this young lady. The matter is going to unfold because this young lady, she's got receipts. Like, she's just saying, because Diddy was like, oh, nothing. This is just a hungry girl, hungry lady. Obviously, she's not a lady, grown woman. Oh, this is just a grown woman or a lady who wants to come and take money from me, who wants to grab what they can grab. No, that is what he said. But I'm saying no. She has receipts to prove that you touched her, that there were people that night there who did touch her. So I am saying, why I'm speaking on this is this, because when you know the implications of what these things does to a young girl's life, you have no choice but to speak on it. That is all I can say. I am so angry with people who think they can come on the internet and just bash victims, allegedly victims, and say, who does she think she is? Why was she silent for so and so years? Why was she silent for 100 years? Why was she silent for 200 years? That is none of your business. But I'll say this, if you are so dumb. Now, this age and the age of way back in 2003 is different age entirely. If she were to speak at that time, who would listen to her? Who would listen to her? No one would listen to her. Do you know who Diddy was? Do you know who Diddy is? Nobody will listen to her. And I will say this. Of course, Cassie, she took her money and she walked. I support her for that. The girl, she has to do what she has to do. That is on her. You understand? She's not out here trying to fight for everyone. She's just here trying to fight for herself, trying to fight for her children and say, you did me wrong for so long and I deserve to be paid for all the rubbish you put me through. That is her business. But one thing I will commend her on is this. She coming out, she has set the pace for other young ladies to come out and speak for themselves. No matter how long it takes, even if it takes 1,000 years, you understand? Every woman that has ever been abused, ever been touched by this kind of men, sick men who took advantage of them, they were children, who took advantage of vulnerable women in their vulnerable state, they need to be called out and they need to face justice. That is all I'm saying. If you say you are innocent, Diddy, that is fine. Prove it in court. Stop settling people. We want to hear it. If you say you are, don't insult victims. Do not insult people who have been through enough. And those of you in the comment sections, like I said, those people who were in that comment section talking rubbish, like I said, if you don't know anything, if you have nothing to say, just keep quiet. Just keep quiet. Don't insult people because you do not know what it is to be abused, to be touched when you do not want it. And even though she was a young lady and she was there, probably she was drunk. And like I said, she was 17. What do you think? She was starstruck. She was there. Obviously, she felt like, I'm the best thing in the world that has happened to sliced bread because I'm invited here. So she saw an opportunity and she was so happy. They had no right. No one, no man have any right to touch any woman, young or old, without their consent, and especially a child. You have no right to do it. You have no right. So, dear Diddy, do not pay nobody. Since you say you are not guilty, face the law. Prove your case and show us that truly you are not guilty. And every other man out there who have done this, who have abused young lady one way or the other, your day of reckoning is coming. Because the law will catch up with you. Karma is a bitch. It will catch up with you and you will face it. And I encourage every woman to stand up for themselves, hold their voice and speak up. That is all I have to say on this video. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And I love you. And I'll see you on my next one.